All right, what's up, guys? VV back again with another video. Gonna be doing some more Flesh and Blood. Already kind of covered Visceri. That was my last two videos that I covered were Visceri. One was going over a budget deck that I made for him, and the second one was more of like where to take the deck with Dusk Till Dawn. You know, because it got a little bit of support. If you want to know what I thought about those cards, these Rune Blade cards, and also some of the cards down here that just kind of were generic. It's in that video, so you'll have to check that out if you want to know what I thought about those. So let's go ahead and get right into this, guys. The way we're gonna do this is Prism. We're gonna go over all of Prism's cards all the way up to Sir Bolton right here, Breaker of Dawn. So we're gonna stop here, and then that'll be the next video I do. So let's go ahead and dive straight into it, guys. I just want to dive straight into this, and bear with me. You know, I'm trying to get caught up. Okay, you know, at the time of recording this, it's July 11th, and pre-releases have already happened for this game, and I think the game this set releases officially in 3 days. I think on the 14th. I could be wrong. So y'all bear with me. I do appreciate y'all being patient. I love doing these spoiler videos. They're pretty much my favorite videos to do. I love talking about new cards. It's doing these spoiler videos are also a way for me to learn about, you know, new heroes or new cards and so on and so forth. Excuse me. In this game, I'm much more geared towards aggro decks, like Visceri. In the last video that I did, like I said, or the two Visceri videos I did, I kind of talk about that a lot, how I really enjoy that style deck in this game. Because this game, you know, Flesh and Blood is a very unique card game in that you're kind of just dueling people. You know, your hero's fighting their hero. And yeah, I know there's games like that, like games with leaders in them, you know, like Dragon Ball Super and One Piece. But this game is actually still just very unique because, you know, the way the combat chain works, yes, it makes it a very technical, advanced game that's, you know, somewhat hard to learn. But once you kind of get it, or if you have magic as your background, you will understand it pretty quickly. So anyway, long story short, I'm finally... After I get done with these Flesh and Blood spoilers for Dusk Till Dawn, I will finally have been caught up with, you know, all the stuff that I need to get caught up with for the three primary audiences I'm trying to cater to, right? That I'm trying to target. I'm like, if you can't tell by my channel, One Piece and Lorcana are a big deal for me. I think that's, I have a lot of interest in those games. But my third game is Flesh and Blood. And it's not so much I like the others more than Flesh and Blood. It's just that so far they've been a little more readily available to me. Learning the other games were easier to learn, and they're a little more simple. I don't know how else to say it. It's just it caters a little more towards or to me to learn those games and then do content on them. Flesh and Blood is a very technical game with a lot of stuff I'm still learning about other heroes. At the time of me even doing this video, let me just take a look at some of these heroes. Like, I've only played against Arachne, Briar, Dorinthia. I've seen games by a lot of these. I mess around playing Katsu. I've seen Lexi. I've seen Reinar. You know, and I play Visceri, of course. So, you know, some of these, I haven't even played against all the different heroes. I'm still learning so much about this game. And so I do appreciate y'all being, you know, bearing with me. The more of these that I do, the longer I play the game, the better I'll get at explaining this. So yeah, that's basically where we're at, right? So let's go ahead and just hop into this. Anything I say crazy, y'all call me out on it in the comment section below, because that's, you know, that's one of the only ways you can learn, right? Oh man, I just noticed this sword, how it's like, you know, curve. That's really cool. Okay, let's hop into it. So we're going to go from Light of Soul all the way to Sir Bolton in this video, and then, you know, next video will be Bolton. Okay, so Light of Soul, this is a legendary light resource gem. When this is pitched, so it's yellow, it pitches for 2, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's yellow, you may put it into your hero's soul. Okay, yeah, that's that immediately tells me that yellow is extremely important if you're trying to have this in your deck, Light of Soul. I mean, yes, it will always pitch for yellow. It is, it's no big deal. But you want to get the extra effect. You're going to run a card like this as a one-of, and it's a legendary for a reason. You're going to run this so that you get that effect, more often than not. So, I mean, y'all tell me, what do you think the ratio is going to be in these Light Illusionist decks? Is it going to be like 100% yellow? Or is it going to be like 5 red, 50 yellow, 5 blue? Or is it 10 red, 40 yellow, 10 blue? Y'all tell me what y'all think the ratios should be. In my mind, I'm leaning towards like 95+%, right? I don't know if that's possible, but, I think you guys know where I'm going with that. Okay, so let's check out the leader. Prism, Awakener of Soul. Whenever a card with Herald in its name is put into Prism's Soul during an action phase, you may search your deck for a Figment, put into the arena, then shuffle. Okay, so real quick, I did notice there's a bunch of Figments here. Figment of Erudition, Judgment, Protection, Ravages, Rebirth, Tenacity, Triumph, and War. All of these cost 4. All of them are yellow, and all of them are legendary, and all of them are instant. Right? So that's interesting. So these are the Figments you're searching up with Prism, Awakener of Soul. And you can do that whenever a card with Herald in its name is put into Prism's Soul during an action phase. So very interesting. And then once per turn, she has another effect here. Once per turn at instant speed, you can pay 2 resources. What a coincidence, right? Pitching for yellow. Banish a card from Prism's Soul. Awaken target Figment you control. Okay, so one thing I want to know with you may search your deck for a Figment, put into the arena, then shuffle. So if you use her effect here, this top part, whenever a card with Herald in its name is put into Prism's Soul during an action phase, will you be able to put the Figment into play without paying its cost? Is that what they're saying when you put it into the arena? If y'all know, please tell me in the comment section below. Because like I said, I'm still kind of learning a little bit. So y'all bear with me. But that seems very good if you get to skip out on a 4 cost. Flip card. Okay. Whoa. Hey. Okay. Hang on now. When I first looked at these cards, guys, I did not know anything about this flip thing here. Holy cow. Okay. Let's keep going. We're going to talk about it as we get to it. So Prism, Advent of Thrones, we're not going to talk about this. This is just the young version, the Blitz version of Prism. Okay, Luminaris, Celestial Fury, a 2-handed scepter, light illusionist weapon. Once per turn instant, pay 2. Again, we got the pay 2, right? That's going to be a big theme. Target angel attack or attack action card with Herald in its name gets go again. Okay, target angel attack or attack action card with Herald in its name gets go again. So is this an angel? Is that what's going on here? Yep, light, angel, ally. Very cool. It has 4 life and a 4 physical attack. Man, oh man. Okay, this is why I like to do these. This seems so cool to me, guys. I'm not going to lie. Hang on. I got to flip these cards now. Themis, Archangel of Judgment. Dude, look at how crazy these cards are, guys. These look so awesome. Wow, man. The art in this game is really going to the next level for me. When I first got into the game, a lot of the cards looked more like, a lot more like this, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I think this art is really beautiful, but it wasn't like a big draw to me. It seems very static, and it seems like color pencil flavor, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I didn't really care for it when I first was looking into this game. But man, I'm looking at some of these cards now, shaking my head at how amazing these look. Let me see this one. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Bellana, Archangel of War. Whew. Okay, guys, let's get into it. It's going to take us forever to go over these at this rate. I got to focus up. Okay, so Luminaris, Celestial Fury. We just read this. It is the 2-handed weapon. So you'll only be able to have this as your weapon, and it's not an attack. Once per turn as an instant, you're going to pay 2, and then target angel attack or attack action card with Herald in its name will get go again. So this is going to be a big deal, right? You want to establish these allies so that you'll be able to pull off these go again maneuvers. And like I said, I think I already mentioned it, it costs 2. Get used to paying 2. That's a big theme of this Awakener of Soul deck. and of this archetype, I guess. Empyrean Rapture. This is a light illusionist equipment chess piece here. If a card with Herald in its name has been put into your hero's soul during your turn, the first hero ability you activate that turn costs 2 less to activate. Whoa. Okay. That's big, right? So I know we're not down to the Heralds yet. I did kind of look ahead so I wouldn't be totally caught off guard like I just was with these flip cards. But this Herald will judge, you know, these are Heralds down here, right? So if they hit, it's if a card with Herald in its name has been put into your hero's soul during your turn, the first hero ability you activate this turn costs 2 less to activate. The thing with these Heralds is anytime they hit, they go into Prism's soul. That will then make it basically free with Empyrean Rapture. If I'm reading this all correctly, that's the way it seems. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. That seems very strong, guys. Very, very strong. Yeah, because I was getting worried when I saw this, like pay 2 here, pay 2 here, and you look at we just looked at the flip side of this card, pay 2 here. Like, how can you afford all this, right? It's impossible. But you get discounts through special interactions like Empyrean Rapture. Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's keep going. Figment of Erudition. So when this enters the arena, create a Ponder token. Now, like I already said, these are all legendary. You can only have one of them, but we already kind of just saw what they did. They flip and they become something even stronger. This is a once per turn action. Pay 2 to attack. When Soraya attacks, you may banish a card from your hero's soul. If you do, draw 2 cards. That's wild. You know, draw 2 cards, and then, you know, if you do have the resources available, you'll be able to give this card go again. Right? Very nice. Ward 4, if your hero would be dealt damage, destroy this to prevent 4 of that damage. So just a nice way to protect your hero. That's always good. Man, this explains a lot, guys. Especially like with Soul only having 32 health. I was like, man, that's not very much life. But okay, you're gonna have to deal with all these allies. You're gonna have to deal with all these allies as well. Yeah, seems like it'll work out just fine now. So one more time. So Figment of Erudition is basically when this enters the arena, create a Ponder token. So a little bit of utility, and then you're going to draw 2 when this attacks, you know, by banishing a card from your hero's soul. Okay, very nice, very strong card. Figment of Judgment. Okay, when this enters the arena, you may turn a card in any banished zone face down. Okay. When Themis attacks, this is the other side of it, Themis Archangel of Judgment, when it awakens, excuse me. When Themis attacks, you may banish a card from your hero's soul. If you do, turn a card in any banished zone face down. Okay, so same exact actions going on there, and these all seem like they're going to be 4/4s. Is that what's going on? Let me see this one. Yeah, it looks like they're all going to be basically 4/4s. Aegis Archangel Protection. Whoops, let me go back. When this enters the arena, create a Spectral Shield token. Okay, let me go down to the bottom real quick. So for those who don't know, a Spectral Shield is... Oops, sorry. Oh, ran out of room to go down. Lost my mouse there for some reason. Okay, Spectral Shield is a ward of 1. If your hero would be dealt damage, destroy this to prevent 1 of that damage. So it's just giving you some protection. I kind of see Spectral Shield as the total opposite of Rune Chant, right? They're kind of like the yin and yang, or yin yang, however you say it, style there. Okay, and then when it awakens, once per turn action, pay 2 to attack. That's what they all are. Ward, and they're all Ward 4, correct? They all are Ward 4 attack and 4 life. Okay, so when Aegis attacks, you may banish a card from your hero's soul, and if you do, create 2 Spectral Shield tokens. Okay, so you're kind of seeing what's going on here. The Figment is like the generic standard effect, and then when they're awakened, they get that effect like souped up, you know, made stronger. Figment of Ravages. When this enters the arena, deal 1 arcane damage to any target. Okay, and then Second Archangel of Ravages. Once per turn action, pay 2 and attack. When Second attacks, you may banish a card from your hero's soul. If you do, deal 2 arcane damage to any target. Okay, very solid. We kind of see what's going on now. This is excellent. Figment of Rebirth. When this enters the arena, you may put a yellow action card from your graveyard on top of your deck. Really good recursion there. That's really, really good recursion. And then we got Avalon Archangel of Rebirth. You know, the 4/4/4 setup, you know, ward 4, 4 attack, 4 life. When Avalon attacks, you may banish a card from your hero's soul. If you do, put a yellow card from your graveyard on top of your deck. A yellow card from your graveyard. That seems very good, right? Because the other one was put a yellow action card, but the Angel allows you to get any yellow card. So that's very good. Okay, let's keep moving. Figment of Tenacity. When this enters the arena, your next attack this turn gets Dominate. Very cool. And that will change into Metis, Archangel of Tenacity, which when Metis attacks, you may banish a card from your hero's soul. If you do, your attacks this turn get Dominate. Your attacks this turn get Dominate. Very nice, right? And then you'd want to give this go again, correct? With something like... Luminaris, Celestial Fury. Wow, very, very powerful interactions there. Figment of Triumph. So when this enters the arena, attack action cards your opponent control get -1 attack this turn. Okay. When this enters the arena, attack action cards your opponent's control get -1 this turn. Okay, well that's going to, I guess that'll slow down your opponent, right? Victoria, Archangel Triumph, pay 2 to attack. Of course, when Victoria attacks, you may banish a card from your hero's soul. If you do, attack action cards your opponent control get -1 to the start of your next turn. Till your next turn. So, okay. So you'd be using this on your turn, or on your opponent's turn. Okay, this has Phantasm. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm getting there slowly but surely. These cards have Phantasm down here, which means when they are defended by a non-illusionist attack action card with 6 or more physical attack, destroy this and close the combat chain. So it'll stop them from being able to do that. At least not as easily. They won't be able to do that as easily. Very, very strong card instead here. Gotcha. Okay. So -1 to the start of your next turn. So now their attacks are weaker and their defense is weaker. Very nice. Very cool. Okay. Figment of War. When this enters the arena, create a Courage token. Okay. Did we look at Courage real quick? Sorry, guys. We got to go down the bottom. So Courage is this. When you play an attack action card or activate a weapon attack, destroy this and the attack gets +1 physical. Okay. Let's go back up to the top. So Figment of War. Let's flip it over. Man, that card is really awesome art. Bellana, Archangel of War. Pay 2 to attack. When Bellana attacks, you may banish a card from your hero's soul. If you do, put a +1 counter on each angel you control. Put a +1 physical damage counter on each angel you control. So those stick around, right? Jeez, that's so good, guys. You correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it only lasts for the turn, but I think that sticks around if I'm reading that right. That seems so good. Okay, so that's the Figments. Now let's get into some Heralds here. So each Herald corresponds to a Figment, basically. I don't think there's a Figment or a Herald of Erudition. No, I don't see one. Yeah, no, I don't think there's a Herald of Erudition. But there is a Herald of Judgment to go with the Figment of Judgment, Herald of Protection, Herald of Ravages, Rebirth, Tenacity, and Triumph. So there's not one of War. Well, War Tune Herald. I guess that's kind of the same, but not quite. And these, from what I read earlier, these basically line straight up. So Herald of Judgment, when this hits, put into your hero's soul, and defending hero can't play cards from their banish zone during their next action phase. Just like Figment of Judgment, when this enters the arena, you may turn a card in any banish zone face down. See how it has the banish zone interaction? So very nice. And this is just a 2 cost, 6 physical, 3 defense. Okay. And I think all of these are roughly the same, so I'll try to go through these quickly. Herald of Protection. All of these cost 2. All of them are 7, 6, 5 for, like, the red is 7, the yellow is 6, and the blue is 5 physical attack damage. All of them are basically the same, except Herald of Judgment is only a 6. It's a Prism specialization, so it's not red or blue. It's just a 6 yellow. And then Herald of Tenacity, being a Dominate, starts at 1 attack lower. Instead of being 765, it's 654. Yeah, very nice. So let's go ahead and blitz through them real quick. I think you guys kind of already know what's going on here. We went over Herald of Judgment. Like I said, it goes right with Figment of Judgment, dealing with the Banished Zone. Herald of Protection. Let me click on the yellow one for each one of these, because remember what we were saying earlier, you probably want your entire deck yellow, at least as much as is humanly possible, right? You want it to be yellow, so you have better synergy throughout, paying 2 costs, synergizing with the Resource Gem, and so on. Herald of Protection here, this is going to be, when this hits, put into your Hero Soul and create a Spectral Shield token, just like Figment of Protection does, right? The exact same idea. When this enters the arena, create a Spectral Shield token. But with the Heralds, so with Figments, it's when they enter the arena, and with Heralds, it's when they hit. They have to hit in order to go into the Soul and to get their effect. Okay, because it was the same with Herald of Judgment. When this hits, put in your Hero Soul and get the effect. Herald of Protection, when this hits, put in your Hero Soul and create a Spectral Shield token. Excuse me. They're all Phantasm, by the way, so if you block it with a 6 or higher physical attack card on defense, then it will just stop the chain immediately. Now, however, you know, we are going to see cards that are going to help us out there, right? Once we get to Tenacity. Or, excuse me, once we get to Triumph. So, all right, let's keep going. Herald of Ravages. When this hits, put into your Hero's Soul and deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. So this is just a really aggressive angel. Seems really strong. This is more my style right here. Like, let's just get in, do damage. I'm already thinking of like a deck that I want to build, right, with this, where I just want to be all in on damage with these angels. But I know it's not the same as like a traditional aggro deck, but I think you guys can kind of picture in your mind what I'm picturing in mind for the route I'd want to take this deck. But yeah, so Herald of Ravages, dealing 1 arcane damage, just like Herald of Ravages does here when this enters the arena. Or Figment of Herald, or Figment of Ravages. Then we have Herald of Rebirth. When this hits, put into your Hero Soul, put up to 1 card with Phantasm from your graveyard on top of your deck. So the Rebirth cards hit everything. Herald of Rebirth is hitting cards that are Phantasm. Figment of Rebirth are hitting cards that are yellow actions. And then Avalon Archangel of Rebirth are hitting any yellow card. So again, you just want to synergize the entire deck around yellow cards as much as you possibly can. And I'm really anxious to hear what y'all think should be the ratio. Should it just be a 100% yellow deck? Or should it be like I said, like 5 red, 50 yellow, and 5 blue or something, you know? Okay, moving on. So Herald of Tenacity, this is the one that is 1 attack lower because it has Dominate. And then when this hits, put into your Hero Soul. So just straight up Dominate. This card seems extremely powerful. Good at forcing in, you know, basically, how do I say this? Forcing damage across, you know, so that you can actually get these cards into your soul and whatnot. So yeah, Herald of Triumph. This is attack action cards get -1 physical while defending this, and then when this hits, put in your Hero Soul. So this is like what I was talking about. Now, in order to proc the Phantasm, because blocking for 6 is just almost completely unrealistic, right? Trying to block for 6 is almost impossible, unless you're using, you know, multiple cards from your hand to block that. In which case, okay, sure, yeah, give me your whole turn by blocking this 1 card. That's fine. And by the way, you know, now, or how do I say this? The way to get around it is you just block with a single card that has like 6 physical attack on it, and it just shuts down the entire thing. No damage goes through. Well, with cards like Herald of Triumph and Figment of Triumph, where was that at? When this enters the arena, attack action cards your opponent control get -1 this turn, and then Herald of Triumph, same thing, -1 while defending this. Well, now it's becoming harder for them to stop this, right? Now you'd have to block. If I swung with, or if I attacked with Herald of Triumph like this, in order to stop this with Phantasm, you would have to block it with a 7 or more, right? Which is unrealistic. You're not going to be able to do that very often. Right, so then now in order to stop my attack from hitting so that it goes into my soul, you're going to have to block with probably 2 to 3 cards, well, probably 2 cards from hand. Right, so that seems very good, very nice. War Tune Herald. This is now this one's only 1 cost, but it's a 6/3. They were all 3 defense, by the way. Every Herald card we saw was a 3 defense. This one is just a 1 cost, and when this hits, put into your hero's soul. Figment of War was still pretty standard, but this War Tune Herald's a little bit different. But either way, it's still a 1 damage, or not 1 damage, 1 cost for 6. I don't know about this one. It's weird that it only costs 1. That's really strange to me after all the synergy we just saw with yellow. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about that one. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Okay, Angelic Descent. This one I will look at the red one for the maximum damage on this one. No, actually I'm just kidding. Let's stick with the yellow ones. So target attack action card with Herald in its name gets go again. Your next attack, or your next angel attack this turn gets +2. Here we go. So target attack action card with Herald in its name is going to get go again. And +2, right? +2 physical, because this is instant speed. Your next angel attack this turn. Okay, excuse me. So target attack action card with Herald in its name gets go again. So the idea here is you're going to use this with, let's just say you're going to use this with your Herald of Tenacity. So now it's going to be a 7 with Dominate. So it's going to go through, right, realistically. It's going to go into your hero's soul, and then you're going to be able to swing in with one of your angels, right? Like, let's just say you have, I'm just for an example, then you'll be able to swing with this, right? And it will get, what was it, +2 attack if Angelic Descent? Yeah, your next angel attack this turn will get +2. So that's very good. That is very good, right? That's going to allow for some pretty good shenanigans, pretty strong attacks. Angelic Wrath. Target attack action card with Herald in its name gets +3. Okay, this is instant speed buff. So in other words, if they, how do I say this? If they don't block with Phantasm in mind, like if they block not trying to stop Phantasm, just trying to stop a little bit of damage, okay, well, as my attack reaction, I will, at instant speed, I'm going to make my target attack action card with Herald in its name get +3. Right, so now it's going to go through, for extra, right? Or there's other combat tricks you could do. So that's very strong as well. Very nice. Excuse me, Celestial Reprimand. And by the way, both of those cards we just looked at were 0 cost. Now, they have no defensive value to them, but they are instant and they cost 0, the Angelic Descent and Angelic Wrath. Celestial Reprimand, same thing, 0 cost, but no defense or anything. It's just an instant. Target card defending an attack with Herald in its name get -2 physical this combat chain. Target card defending an attack with Herald in its name. So this is when your opponent tries to block you out by crushing Phantasm or Phantasmal, right? What's not going to help if they, this yellow one, they would have to hit for, like, what, an 8? Their card would have to have 8 physical to still get through and stop Phantasmal against Celestial Reprimand. Not happening, right? Basically not happening. Very, very nice. I like this card quite a bit. That's going to keep you in it easily. And last but not least, we'll look at Celestial Resolve. Target attack action card with Herald in its name gets +4 defense. Okay, so this is basically just a, it's a, man, the red one does 5, but the yellow one that you'll want to run, gotta have more synergy in the deck. This one is +4 defense. It's just a 4 defense card, basically, right? You block with something. All your heralds block for 3, right? Every herald card we saw blocks for 3. Every single one of these. So this will make it a 7. It is a 2-card investment at that point because you're blocking with your herald card and you're defending with this card. But you are going to block 7 damage. That's quite good if you're using the yellow version. Okay, man. Well, that was pretty wild, guys. That was pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie. This deck looks so fun to me to play. Like this, the way these figments are and how they turn into angels. Oh man, just so amazing. Just absolutely incredible the way these look and the interactions they'll probably have. I can't wait to see how that goes. Or maybe I can wait to see. Maybe that won't be fun to go against, right? But either way, let me look down at the bottom. I think there might have been some more Illusionist cards down here, and I'll just go ahead and knock those out on this video. So we got Alluring Inducement. Shyana specialization. Shyana? Hang on a second. Who is Shyana? I'm sorry, guys. I guess I'm out of the loop here. Shyana, Diamond, Gemini. So is she like... Oh, that's pretty cool. Is she like only for Blitz games? Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, I didn't really quite know that. So Shyana, Diamond, Gemini. This came out back in 2020. It looks like. You may have specialization cards of any hero in your deck. She's a shapeshifter hero. At the beginning of your action phase, Shyana becomes a copy of target hero until the start of your next turn, and gains cards you own are the class of your hero in addition to the other class types. Okay, well that's interesting. Let me get back down there. Zoop, just zip down. Sorry, guys. That's interesting. So, alluring inducement. This is when this attacks the defending hero. Oh, this is a shapeshifter action. Whatever, guys. We'll just knock it out real quick anyway. When this attacks, the defending hero reveals their hand. You may choose an attack action card revealed this way. If you do, this becomes the chosen card. Unity. When this defends together with a card from hand, create an Eloquence token under any number of heroes' control. So the Unity, I didn't really plan on going over Unity, but that's going to be something. I think they're trying to like increase the viability of multiplayer in this game. I'm not going to actually go over that, guys. Maybe in a whole other video I will, like just dedicated to the Unity idea and like multiplayer experiences. But that's the idea here. That's what's going on here. Yeah, we're not going to go over that right now. But as far as the card itself goes, pretty interesting. Again, when this attacks, the defending player reveals their hand. You may choose an attack action card revealed this way, and if you do, this becomes the chosen card. So it's going to be your way of like getting a big attack for free, or for 2. So that's pretty interesting, pretty cool. Okay, Illusionist Weapon. This is a orb two-handed weapon. Interesting. Illusionist auras you control are weapons with 5 base physical and once per turn actions. Pay 2 to attack. That's pretty interesting. It seems kind of janky, but at the same time, if you're able to create a bunch of auras, this gets pretty dangerous pretty quickly. Diadem of Dream State. Once per turn, when this or non-token permanents you control with ward is... Man, what a tongue twister. Once per turn, when this or a non-token permanent you control with ward is destroyed, you may pay 1, and if you do, create a ponder token. Okay, very cool. So just a little bit of utility on a headpiece with ward 2. We'll take it. When this or a non-token permanent you control with ward is destroyed, pay 1 to make a ponder token. Very nice. Okay, Flicker Trick. 0 cost, 5 defense, Mirage. When this is defending a non-illusionist attack with 6 or more physical, destroy this. When this is defending a non-illusionist attack with 6 or more physical, destroy this. Okay, so it's a 0 cost that blocks for 5, but then if they could pump up the attack, it'll destroy it instead. That's interesting. Or someone explain to me if how that works if I got it wrong, but that sounds about right. Very, very interesting. I always like to see good defense. I want to see more defense reaction cards, and this is a very interesting one. This one here. Very cool. Okay, and one more card. We got Lost in Thought. Okay, 1 cost illusionist action with Go again, 2 defense. Look at target hero's hand and choose an attack action card. If you do, they put that card on the bottom of their deck and they create a ponder token. Okay, so this is actually very good utility for just taking a card out of their hand, right? That actually has a lot of utility so you can survive. It has defensive abilities or offensive abilities because you can get rid of their best defensive card, right? No, attack action card, excuse me. So it is more defensive. So look at target hero's hand and choose an attack action card. So you'll be able to look in their hand, nope, get that attack out of here so I can make it this turn and now, go ahead. It's not instant speed, so it's not like totally broken or anything, but it is going to be, they're going to have drawn their whole hand before you play this, right? Like they're going to draw their hand for the turn, and then you'll be able to get rid of the attack action that's best from it. So very nice. Very cool card there. Good tech choice, and, sideboard choice for Illusionist decks that can run it. Okay, awesome, guys. Sorry that went on a little longer than I thought it would. You know how it is with these reviews. We learn stuff together, or maybe I just learn it and y'all just laugh at me or shake your head. But man, I had no idea these cards flipped over. These cards are so cool. The fact that they do this, I absolutely love it. I love the angel theme. Just to kind of delve into like me as a person, you know, I'm a paladin kind of guy, so I think I'm gonna really enjoy the Bolton stuff. I don't know if I'll necessarily enjoy paladin in this game. I'm a big fan of Viscerai. And that seems like contradictory, right? Like, wait, you said you're a paladin, but you like this like Death Knight style character. Yeah, I do. To be honest, I like both. I'm not going to harp on World of Warcraft too much here, but in World of Warcraft, my two favorite characters really were Paladin and Death Knight, because they were kind of the, how do I say it? They were like the yin-yang balance, right? It's like a balance that exists. So it would not surprise me to have one deck for me that is going to be totally dark side, and one deck that's totally light side like this one, right? Or maybe the Bolton deck, who knows. And then I also like to have some neutral stuff in there. I have a Katsu deck fully built out that just combos, and it's just a fun deck to mess around with at locals. But anyway, I'm done rambling. So this was a fun one. I feel like this one was a surprise to me, guys, just seeing this, because I went into this thinking, okay, this is interesting. And then I had looked at these cards before, right? I don't know if I mentioned that, but I did look at these cards so I wouldn't be completely caught off guard. And then I looked down here at the flip card, because, you know, I started looking at the card like, well, what is so important about these figments? How does it work with this awaken? Like, awaken what? Right? And then I look down here and flip card and look how crazy these are, man. They're insane. They're so good. Or some of them are, you know, I don't know. Some are, y'all tell me which ones y'all think are the best, and the others that just aren't that good. You know, there's a few things I want to know, guys. I got some, you know, homework for y'all. Not literally, but it's like, I want to know what y'all think about these angels, which ones are the best ones to run, or do you run them all? Because, I mean, you can search for any you want to with Prism's ability, granted you can get damage through. So that's number one. Number two, what is the ratio of yellow cards we want in this deck? And number three, what are some cards that already exist that are going to go well with this? So, yeah, I'm dying to hear what y'all have to say about this, guys. And let me go ahead and just end it there, you know, so I don't bore y'all rambling on. Appreciate y'all being patient with me. And again, I'm almost fully caught up on all three of the main card games I'm trying to go over, so that way I can move forward in content. And that way I'll also be able to just review cards as they come out, because I think that's a little better. People, you know, this coming out, you know, me filming this, recording this on July 11th, you know, how do I say it? The pre-release has already happened, right? And now I will say these cards have only been really pre-released, or spoiled for about 2 to 3 weeks. Some cards longer than others, but it still feels, it's going to feel, you know, kind of behind. Well, it's true, I am behind, but now I'm finally getting caught up. So, all right, that's enough. I appreciate you guys, and if you don't mind, please leave a like and a subscribe, and please don't be afraid to leave comments in the comment section below. I love hearing feedback, hear what you guys think about stuff. And until next time, guys, peace.